It's not like I told someone. You look at the Sentinel and it shows the preview for tonight's game, and you got to be thinking as a casual fan, well, hey, the Zebras should get one tonight, and I'm here to tell you it's going to be a fight if we do.
That's exactly where I was going next. Sometimes it's better to play 5-1 and know that you're right mentally, because if you're not right, they're gonna whip you, than to play 1-5 and mentally maybe you come in thinking, yeah, they're 1-5. How good are they? We can coast through this.
Well, there's no doubt, and that's what we've been trying to drive home. Obviously, our focus was North Miami up to Saturday, and then it's a quick turnaround to Tuesday.
Right.
So in the couple of days we've had with the guys, we're trying to make sure they understand what we're up against tonight, and I think they do. It's just a situation, like you said, especially when you're 15, 16, 17, you tend to take things for granted, and that's our job to make sure they don't.
Right. Okay, what do you have to do to win?
I think we got to continue to limit our turnovers and our mistakes. We're getting better. We're going to have to defend in a manner that, like the Winamac game, like the Culver game, where we don't let them in the paint because they have some athletic guards that like to drive. But yet, like Logan, they've shown the ability to shoot deep, volleyball line type shots. Now, going back to the Logan game, I don't think that's what beat us. We didn't transition on defense very well. And Logan had 6 threes, and I don't feel that that's what cost us the game. Mm-hmm. What cost us the game was letting them get some easy layups that were in transition, or even a breakdown defensively. You take those away, and then those threes aren't as big a deal. So we got to be patient, and that if they step out there and they hit a couple deep threes, we just stay with the plan. Let's make them shoot from outside, and if we have to make a change in the second half, we will.
Sure.
But I really believe for us to win tonight, we got to rebound extremely well, and we got to keep them out of the lane.
I thought our blocking out has been really good the last couple of games.
It's getting better. We work on it a lot, and the other thing is not just blocking out. We've been working on is we call it get ball rebounding, where if someone shoots from deep, you kind of check them and know they're not going to get the rebound, and you got to go get the ball.
Yeah.
Because it's going to carry them off sometimes in a precarious way, sometimes out to the 10-foot, 15-foot mark if it's a long shot. So we're trying to get the guys to adapt that, you got to know what the shot is, and then you got to go find the ball and go get it. And that's a process as much as blocking out.
Okay, Rob, your 5 starters.
Same, I think, as we had against North Miami with Anna Field and then Brady Perez and trying to think. We got Reinhold, Utter, and Abbott.
Okay. Rob, thanks for your time. Good luck. We'll talk to you after the game.
All right, thank you.
Zebra head coach Rob Malco back with more of the pregame after this, 92.1 WROI.
Over the past few years, RTC TV4 has produced over 1,800 local videos about you, your family, your friends, your neighbors. Now all of these videos are available at the click of a mouse on our website, rtc4.com. Log on today to see all of our great coverage of sporting events, school programs, public meetings, and more. RTC TV4 and rtc4.com. See for yourself. Townhome Furnishings in Rochester is the place to shop for all of your furniture needs. Sofas, recliners, love seats, dining sets, bedroom sets, mattresses, outdoor furniture, and more. All in your hometown. Stop out and see Don, Mary Kay, Linda, or Joe. They want to help you find the exact pieces to fit your needs. Shop online at townhomefurnishings.com.
Hometown service, down home style, Town Home Furnishings.
This broadcast brought to you in part by these local sponsors. The lawyers and staff of Peterson, Wagoner & Perkins LLP are here to provide the highest quality legal and professional service to their clients presently and for the future. See a full list of services online at peterson-wagoner.com. Evans Agency in Rochester, offering farm liability, personal property, and outbuilding policies, all customized to fit your insurance needs. Let Judy help you protect all of your possessions. Online at evansagencyrochester.com. Stay connected with the fastest internet speeds available with RTC Fiber Communications. Voice data and video connectivity for the 21st century. Online at rtc1.com. First Federal Savings Bank is your local mortgage lender with 6 locations throughout North Central Indiana. Trust the professionals at First Federal Savings Bank. Online at firstfederalbanking.com. Over the past few years, RTC TV4 has produced over 1,800 local videos about you, your family, your friends, your neighbors. Now all of these videos are available at the click of a mouse on our website, rtc4.com. Log on today to see all of our great coverage of sporting events, school programs, public meetings, and more. RTC TV4 and rtc4.com. See for yourself.
3 games tonight here at Rochester High School, 2 of the 3 in the books. Varsity guys moments away. Taylor comes in with a record of 1-5, but that's without their best player, Peyton Johnson, the 5'10 senior, a transfer from Kokomo. And I'm just kind of watching these kids warm up. Yes, we're going to be much bigger on the floor, but these kids are athletic for Taylor.
And I'm guessing they're going to be pretty quick as well.
I would have guessed you're exactly right. The crowd tonight, pretty good for a Tuesday night. But I know some of these kids, I wonder if Taylor has to go to school tomorrow. They might be done now too, but Rochester's last day was today.
Right. That doesn't surprise me. I thought the girls kind of looked like they were on vacation. So
the varsity game tonight for the girls, Rochester over Triton 48-36. And in the JV game, guys JV game, Rochester defeated Taylor in a tight one, 50-45. Nick Allen with 13 and Jerry Plummer with 11 for the Zebras. Coming up at halftime of this game, we're going to talk to Rochester wrestling coach Clint Guard about his fun he had on Saturday when Northwestern came in and in a duel, and the junior varsity, middle school, and elementary all wrestled. That was fun to watch.
yeah, that
Fun
sounded
to
like
be
it
a
was
part
a good
of.
time.
Yeah, it was fun. We'll try to catch up with Coach Pfluger. Not sure if we're going to get that done, but I haven't even seen her come out of the locker room yet. Anyway, Rochester guys in their home whites and the Taylor Titans in their road blacks. Brad Thomas, I'm David Musselman. After this one, we're done until the 28th, where Rochester girls will host a shootout. Well, I believe they will play Elkhart Memorial or Elkhart Central, one of them, and also Mishawaka Marion. That night, the guys will play at Lewis Cass. So Brady Perez wins the tip, and the Zebras will start with the basketball going to our left. Reinhold out to Abbott. Out to Utter.
Man-to-man for Taylor.
Utter drives it left against Johnson. Kicks it out to Perez. Perez in the paint. Stops, pops, rises up. Shot is no good. The rebound fought for, going to be tipped out of bounds by Taylor. Rochester will keep possession right side.
Perez with 15 against North Miami on Friday. It's good to see him get into the double digits in the scoring column.
Yeah, really good free throw shooting on Friday,
Yeah.
especially in the fourth quarter for the guys. Reinhold 3, right baseline, short, and the rebound to Hilleburton. Hilleburton for Taylor. Out to Johnson for 3, no good. Weak side rebound to Takis. Now back to Hilleburton.
You can tell Johnson's a shooter already. No hesitation whatsoever.
right.
Catch, turn, shoot.
Harris down low. Ball knocked away. Ball loose on the floor. He picks it up. Kicks it outside to Hilleburton. No look pass down low is good to Wampler, that is. And Titan strike first at 2-0. Minute gone in the first quarter. Utter works against Johnson in the backcourt. Now to Perez against Takis. And then Takis is going to be whistled for the reach-in. It'll stay with Rochester with 6:54 to play in the first quarter. Good game.
Taking his first defense.
Reinhold high on the left side against Hilleburton. 6:45 to play in the first quarter. Taylor leads 2-0. Perez directs traffic in the right corner. He works against Takis to Onafield, backdoor to Perez. Brady rises up off the glass, no good, but a foul coming on Taylor, and that's going to send Brady Perez to the line to shoot 2.
Foul coming on Taylor.
So that foul's also on Tanakis. That's his second.
It's his second, team second.
So that's going to
Shooting 2-23, Perez.
send Taylor to the bench quickly as Tyler Hall, a 6-foot sophomore, will come in after the first free throw for Brady Perez, which he makes.
In the Taylor lineup, 33, Hall.
One more for Brady Perez to look to tie this score at 2 with 6.5 to play in the first quarter. Brady eyes the second one. The junior lets her fly. And it's good again. Good for him. I know he struggled a little bit there in the third quarter for Rochester on Friday night, but regained his touch. Hilleburton to Johnson. Back to Hilleburton, top of the key, left side to Hall. Hall back to Hilleburton, top of the key against Rochester's 2-3 zone.
Taylor does a really good job of moving the basketball really quick. They turn that around from one side to the other.
Johnson for 3 is short, and Onafield to the rebound, clears to Reinhold. Jordan, left side of the floor for Rochester. We're tied at 2, 2 minutes gone in the first quarter. Jordan, left block, outside to Utter, swings to Perez. Brady, top of the key to Abbott. Abbott travels, going to the basket.
Well, where Rochester's got the advantage is if they can block out, they've got a huge advantage in the rebounding category. Not only do they have the size, but the way Taylor plays their offense, everybody's outside the arc. Rochester should get a lot of rebounds.
So Johnson with the basketball, runs a point for Taylor. Coach Pfluger coming up during the second quarter action. We'll try to call a little and talk a little as well about the big win tonight for Rochester that sent them to their 11th win of the year. Wampler to Hilleburton. Baseline to Hill. Nice job by Reinhold cutting off that passing lane. Johnson, finger roll, short, rebound, Utter, and then he's going to save from going out of bounds, just barely, gives to Reinhold. Jordan Reinhold pushes up the floor, gives to Utter high on the right side. We're tied at 2, 5:15 to play in the first quarter. Rochester the basketball going to our left. Utter gets the pass from Abbott, feeds down low to Reinhold. Jordan backs his way in against Hilleburton. His jumper off the glass is good. Well, that's a mismatch all night. If they're going to let Hilleburton go one-on-one with Reinhold, it could be a long night for Taylor.
And that was a good move by Reinhold, posting up on the block against him. He's got a good 8 inches on him.
Right. Hill, left wing. Hilleburton, top of the key. Backs it out and resets for the new offensive play for Taylor. Now right wing to Johnson. Johnson straight away, gives to Hill. Hill one dribble to his left. Now back to Johnson to the volleyball line to Hilleburton. Hilleburton a couple of dribbles to his left at the free throw line. Kicks it out to Johnson to the volleyball line on the left side.
Rochester doing a really good job shutting down anything towards the middle of the floor, towards the basket.
Wampler with the basketball. One dribble to his right, now gives to Hill. Left side to Johnson. Fakes the 3 and travels going to the basket. Make that to Hall. I beg your pardon, Tyler Hall's in the game, not Hill. So Taylor going to go back to the bench, and Bailey Owens, a 5'11 senior, will come in. Also, Kimbler will come in as well, and coming out is Hilleburton and Wampler. Brad Thomas, I'm David Musselman.
Val letting me know that one of these 3 officials is the head football coach at New Prairie.
Really?
Yeah.
Val would know that.
Yeah.
Whatever he tells me is gospel. I don't ever doubt him. Rochester up 4-2. Abbott on the baseline, over the top to Reinhold to Utter, top of the key. Back to Reinhold in the left corner. Now to Perez behind the arc. He works against Owens. Brady Perez, jump stop, rises up off the glass and good. Brady Perez has 4, and it's 6-2 Rochester. 3:45 to play in the first quarter. Owens feeds down low to Harris. He loses the basketball. We're going to have a foul away from the ball. Is that going to be on Harris?
I believe it is. It's going to be his first, team third.
3:42 to play in the first quarter. Rochester up 6-2. And it'll be Zebra basketball going to our left. Rochester wrestling coach Clint Gard will come up here at halftime and talk about his day last Saturday. Are your shopping done?
Nope. 5 days.
Wait. Have you started?
No.
Reinhold fakes, drives, shot no good.
Did you
Owens
hear
the
what I
rebound.
said? I got 5 whole days yet till Christmas.
And the gas stations are open some of 24 hours.
Yep.
And I envy Lisa. Johnson with the basketball against Rochester's 2-3 zone. 3 left wing is good. Well, you knew it was only going to be a matter of time before Johnson hit one. Rochester lead cut to 1. 3 minutes to play in the first quarter. It's 6-5 Rochester. Abbott to Reinhold. Jordan, quick 3, left wing. Good!
Reinhold answers in the other direction.
Johnson runs for Taylor behind his back dribble. Gets away with a travel or double dribble or something. He did not get a break. Yep.
A little too much whoop-de-doo on that.
Whoop-de-doo. 2:48 to play in the first quarter. Rochester up 9-5. Zebra basketball going to our left. Reinhold jogs it across the timeline left. Now gives to Utter between the rings. Back to Reinhold, left wing. Back to Utter, top of the key. Back to Utter, left wing. 3 in the way for the Zebras. Short. Rebound, fought forward. Taylor comes out of there with it. Now to Johnson. Johnson pushes. Ahead to Owen. Owen left wing. And now we're going to have a travel call against Hall. And it's going to go back to Rochester. 2.5 to play in the first quarter. 9-5 Rochester. They've got the basketball going to our left. Tyler Walker will come in for the first time tonight for the Zebras after the next dead ball. 2 wins tonight for the Zebras already. 1 by the girls and 1 by the JV guys. Utter, 3, left wing, good! Man, if he starts heating up, look out.
Yeah, you're right.
Rochester now by 7. Johnson to the right wing. Behind the arc against a 2-3 zone. He gets the pass back, gives to Hall. Hall back to Johnson. Fakes a 3, drives it left, backs it out to the volleyball line between the circles. Johnson right side to Kimbler. Kimbler just about has his pass stolen. Back to Johnson at the volleyball line. Boy, he thought about it from there, didn't he?
He did. And right now, he's really the only offensive threat, and mostly it's by reputation.
Kimbler, cross-court pass to Johnson on the baseline to Hall. 15-footer is high arc, no good. And the rebound to Brady Perez, who gives to Reinhold. Rochester runs up by 7, 100 seconds to play in the first quarter. Right side to Abbott. Abbott back to Reinhold, top of the key, left side to Utter. About 1:35 to play in the first quarter. Rochester by 7. Abbott across the court to Perez. His leaner on the way, high off the glass, no good. And the rebound to Kimbler and Taylor quickly to Johnson. In the corner to Owen. Down low to Harris. His jumper no good. Onafield grabs the board, clears to Reinhold. Jordan runs. 1:10 to play in the first quarter. Rochester by 7 at 12-5. And then the cross-court pass is picked off by Kimbler.
Abbott going to pick up that foul. It's just a team first foul on Rochester.
Fouls on Zebras.
Tyler Walker will come in for the first time for the Z's, as will Corbin Wood. And Onafield and Abbott will come out. Brad Thomas, I'm David Musselman. Taylor basketball in front of the Rochester student body now going to our right with 69 seconds to play in the first quarter. Johnson at the volleyball line between the circles. 2-3 zone by the Zebras. That's where we started, and that's where we stay defensively. Long 3, top of the key, no good. Rebound fought for. The ball loose. Walker picks it up, gives it to Reinhold. 50 to play in the first quarter. Rochester will look now probably bad for the final shot of the period.
They would.
Reinhold.
Pretty good job here in this first quarter, mostly defensively.
Yeah, I agree. They did some shots as well.
Well, right now the best shot Taylor's had is Johnson's jumper from the top of the key. And right now he's not hitting them, so we're doing good.
Taylor in that 2-3 zone. They're at the top of the three-point line now at the volleyball line with 22 seconds. Jordan, bounce pass to Utter with 18, back to Jordan Reinhold with 16. Bounce pass to Utter near the center circle with 12. Now to Reinhold with 11. Back to Utter with 10. To Perez with 9. Over the top to Utter with 7. Long 3 on the ways, no good. The put back by Wood is blocked. Johnson picks it up. Wood has it. His jumper at the buzzer is no good. After 1, Rochester leads 12-5. You're listening to Zebra Basketball, 92.1 WROI and RTC TV4.
Simplify your banking with a Simply Free checking account from First Federal Savings Bank.
All it takes is a $50 opening deposit. There's no minimum balance requirement and no service fees.
For a limited time, you'll also receive a free gift just for opening a checking account.
And with Instant Issue, we can give you a debit card when you open your account, giving you immediate access to your funds.
Simply Free checking from First Federal Savings Bank, a simpler way to bank.
And remember, we don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best bank.
Are you in pain from an injury or arthritis? What if there was a place that could meet all of your orthopedic needs? A place with some of the best orthopedic doctors and staff in the Midwest. A place where you're treated as a person instead of a patient. What if that place weren't in Chicago or Indianapolis? There is such a place. Rochester Orthopedics, your regional orthopedic specialist. When you're looking for comfort and relief, remember, trust the board-certified and fellowship-trained surgeons at Rochester Orthopedics.
Coach Lisa Pfluger, congratulations, Coach.
Thank you.
You know, it started off a little shaky, to say the least, but you guys rebounded and got some big shots from some kids and won a nice game here at home.
Yeah, it was a little slow for us. I think everybody's already in holiday mode right now. So, we tried to do a couple different things, get some other people in, and, I just think everybody's just tired. It's been a long stretch the last 2 weeks.
They've earned this break, haven't they?
They do. They absolutely do.
Kennedy, a big game tonight.
What'd she end up with?
22 and 11.
Oh, my gosh. Fantastic.
17 in the first half.
Great. Yeah, she played hard. I mean, going against, obviously they've got mainly 5 guards out there,
Yeah.
So that was the whole idea, trying to get it into her. But, people keep sagging 2-3 zone. So we've just got to figure out some things on the outside.
I thought Mo had a fantastic job rebounding tonight. She did a lot of great things. And then towards the end of the game, she hit a lot of big free throws as well.
Right, she did. At one point I looked up and we were only up 6. And, we kind of brought some subs in. And we lost people, and I think that's the thing that I'm getting worried about is just we got to do a better job of communicating who you have when you come in for a sub.
Especially rebounding.
Right.
I thought we struggled with that tonight and gave up too much offensive rebounds,
right.
Too many. I thought your bench played well. I thought Sierra Weathers came in and played well, and Jenny Isbell and Charlie Pocock came in and played well.
I was going to say, Charlie came in and gave us some really good quality minutes.
Yeah.
Maya came in and gave us some decent minutes, too. So some of the younger kids really got in the flow of things, which helped us. And we're not talking just at the end of the fourth quarter. I mean, they were playing, in the second and third quarter. So
what happens now? Where do we go from here to get ready for the 28th?
Well, I'll tell you what, we've got to take some time off. We've got, Emma was sick tonight, and we really missed her energy tonight for sure. Oh, what happened?
We had a player down for Taylor. I'm not sure exactly what happened. He gets up with, looks like maybe favoring that left ankle a little bit. 6.5 to play in the first half. Rochester up 14-11. So you're taking some time?
Yeah, we're going to take some time. We're going to have some light practices tomorrow and Thursday just to kind of clean up some things before the holiday. They're going to get 4 or 5 days off. Enjoy the holiday. We talked about, just enjoying your blessings and being with your family and, getting away from basketball and resting up and all that good stuff.
Well, congratulations on the 2017 portion of the calendar, 11-4, and I think that is fantastic.
Well, thank you, Dave. We appreciate it. We really do.
I want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Happy New Year. And I guess before we get to the New Year, you and I will talk again on the 28th before those games.
Okay, that sounds great.
Lisa, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Nice game.
Thank you.
Lady Zebra head coach Lisa Pfluger here at Rochester during the second quarter of the guys game, where Rochester leads 14-11. It's been a flurry of activity, I should say, for Rochester as they lead by 3 and playing really good basketball right now. Reinhold at the free throw line, turnaround jumpers off the mark, no good. Walker then is going to grab the board, but I believe we're going to have a push-off on Tyler Walker.
That's going to be his first, team first, or second.
Number 40, Walker, his first, team second, in the lineup for Zebras, 23, Perez.
So Rochester girls finished the 17 portion, 11-4.
That's great. And there was probably a couple of those games that they thought got away from them that they should have had.
Well, first one of the year.
Yeah.
Which is Judson.
Who are now ranked in the top 5.
Reinhold steals the basketball from Johnson, and he bounce passes to Utter. Around it to Reinhold. High on the right side to Perez. To Lingenfelder. His 3 is in and out, no good. And the rebound to Owen. Now to Hilleburton, who's back in the game for Taylor. Left side of Hilleburton, stolen by Perez. Brady Perez, right side of the floor, goes up, and lays it in for 2. Taylor coming the other way, outside to Hilleburton. 5 to play in the first half, Rochester up 16-11. Hilleburton from Johnson, right corner to Hall. Back to Johnson. One dribble to his left against the 2-3 zone to Hilleburton behind the arc. In the corner to Owen. Back to Hilleburton. Thought about a three, passes it up around the defense, outside to Johnson. He'll take a wide open three, right wing. Yepper.
That's his third one of this ball
game.
He's got 9 of the 14.
4:35 to play in the first half. Rochester up 16-14. Cavalry Lingenfelder to the basketball high on the right side against the man-to-man defense. Gives out to Perez. Brady holds. Now dribbles a couple of times to his right. Comes back to his left. Goes to the basket. Leaner off the glass is short. And the rebound to Taylor. Outside to Hall. Hall goes to the basket. Blocked from behind by Reinhold. Get it out of here. Taylor will keep it baseline right. Harris back into the game for Taylor, and Owen comes out.
So we're still waiting on somebody to step out of bounds to take the ball out.
Hall will do that baseline right for Taylor. Rochester by 2 with 4:15 to play in the first half. Johnson fakes the three. Hands off to Kimbler. His three at the top of the key is short. And the rebound fought for. Walker comes out of there with it. And called for a travel. So Taylor going to get it back after the Zebra turnover with 4:08 to play in the first half. Rochester up 16-14. I thought that both halves, including this one, both Rochester's first half and the girls' first half and the guys' first half has flown by.
Yeah.
Three for Johnson, no good. And the rebound to Hilleburton for Taylor, and he steps out of bounds. So on a field back into the game, and Walker to sit with 4 minutes to play in the first half.
Yeah, and I would say in both of those situations, to answer your comment, is that the lack of fouls. They're not going to the free throw line. Neither team's getting into a bonus situation in those first quarters. And the action, both the guys and girls, they're pushing it up the floor as hard as they can.
Yeah, I agree. Reinhold is going to be fouled on the way to the basket. Will be on the shot, or will be, nope, they're going to say out of bounds. 3:48 to play in the first half. It'll be out of bounds to the Zebras. Up by 2 at 16-14.
Fouls on Kimbler, his first, team fourth.
Reinhold baseline right, will look to get it in. Reinhold studies over the top to Lingenfelder near the timeline. Cavalry takes it his left against Johnson. Might be interesting. Downloaded out of field, his 10-footer short, and the rebound to Hall. I like that shot. I don't like it short, but I like that shot.
That's one you got to be able to make.
Johnson then loses the handle right into the hands of Utter, and now gives to Lingenfelder. 3:25 to play in the first half. Rochester up 16-14. They've got the ball going to our left. In the entry pass into Reinhold. His shot's good, the foul!
I like the ball fake from Reinhold. Gets in, gives the head fake, draws the defense up.
I think he took on one right in the chops, too.
It's going to be on Kimbler. That's his second.
Corbin Wood comes into the game for Rochester. And coming out is Lingenfelder. Also back in for Taylor is Wampler, and Kimbler sets down with 2 fouls. 3:20 to play in the first half. Rochester by 4. Reinhold at the line to shoot 1 to try to complete the 3-point play the old-fashioned way. First one for the senior. Nope. Rebound to Harris. Now to Johnson. Johnson behind his back dribble. Backs it outside. Now to Hilleburton. Between the circles. Left side to Hall. One dribble. Back to Hilleburton. Rochester stays in that 2-3 zone. Now to Johnson high on the right side.
Out of the 5 field goals that Taylor has right now, 4 of them are 3-pointers.
Leaner for Hilleburton's partially blocked. Picked up by Onafield. Now head to Reinhold. Well, we knew they were going to come in and fire him from 3.
Yeah.
Utter, had a 3, pass it up. 2:50 to play in the first half. Outside of Wood. Corbin, couple of dribbles, loses the handle, ball loose on the floor. It's going to be tied up. Rochester going to keep possession. 2:42 to play in the first half. Rochester by 4. And they'll have it out of bounds right in front of the scorer's table going to our left. Clinton Guard, Rochester wrestling coach, coming up at recess. Wood gets the inbounds pass in for Reinhold. Runs a point against Hilleburton. The man-to-man defense for Taylor. Bounce pass to Reinhold. Jordan with the basketball against Hall. Works to the left wing behind the arc. Between his legs dribble. Hesitates, goes to the paint. Rises up from 10 foot. The teardrop shot jams between the backboard and the rim. and then rolls over the back of the rim and in. Johnson on the baseline. Dribbles away from trouble. Rochester in a 2-3 zone. And now Taylor will take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Zebra Basketball, 92.1 WROI and RTC TV4.
Slow download, constant buffering, Wi-Fi dead zone? Let RTC help. The customer support team at RTC Communications is here to help you with your internet connectivity.
Hi, I'm Bonnie, one of the support team members here at RTC. For a small fee, RTC offers a Wi-Fi health check where we will evaluate your in-home Wi-Fi network and assist you with common issues. See what RTC can do for you. Give us a call today.
.2:14 to play in the first half. Rochester up 20-14. And after the Taylor timeout, they'll have the basketball going to our right. I believe they're going to be out of bounds, baseline right underneath their own basket. And I believe Coach liked for Taylor call that timeout just to get in the ear of the official.
Yeah, they wasn't real happy with that either. So they did get their conversation in, though.
Out of bounds on the far side on the sideline. Hall lobs it into Hilleburton.
So a couple of scores. Girls, Manchester 58, Caston 18, that's final. And boys, Tippecanoe Valley 16, Culver 12 at the end of the first quarter.
Okay, so this is what I'm seeing right now. As you're reading those scores, I'm reading the body language of Johnson.
Yeah.
And every time he passes the ball,
he is frustrated.
He shakes his head in frustration. 3 for Johnson, right wing, good. And he comes down and rolls an ankle. He rolled an ankle. He come down on Brady Perez's foot. And he is still down.
That was a 4th three-pointer in this ball game for Johnson, 3 in this quarter, and he's hurting.
So Johnson will walk off with barely a limp. 20-17, a minute 45 to play in the first half. Rochester the basketball, and Taylor coaching staff not happy with that no call, as I think they feel that maybe Brady came underneath Johnson a little bit. 2-3 zone now for Taylor. Bounce pass to the near side to Reinhold. Jordan over the top to Utter. Utter in the corner to Wood. Corbin to Brady Perez. Back outside right to Utter. Long 3, right wing is no good. On a field, put back on the way is no good. Wood with the rebound. Corbin against a double team. Dribbles away from trouble. Lob pass to Onafield, who gives out to Reinhold. Over the top to Utter. Utter inside the three-point line in the right corner to Wood. Corbin Wood, 15-footer left wing is no good. The putback by Perez is no good. Utter with the rebound. We're going to have a tie-up, and it's going to go to Taylor. Brady Perez had his elbow above the rim and just couldn't get her to go back.
Yeah, it was a great effort by Perez.
A minute 9 to play in the first half. Rochester by 3. Taylor with the basketball. And now the question is, where's the scoring coming from for Taylor?
You're right. They're going to have to look for someone else.
Harris in the corner has his pass batted out of bounds. It'll stay with Taylor in the corner.
Like I said, they've got 5 three-pointers in this basketball game already. The only one shot from in close.
Hilleburton in the right wing will dribble to the top of the key. We're down to 55 seconds to play in the first half. Rochester by 3 at 20-17.
Owens is the only other one to hit a 3.
Yeah, that's right, and he has the ball now in the right wing. It's 2-3 zone. Hilleburton drives it left. Pull-up jumper from the left elbow short, and the rebound to Reinhold, but I believe Austin Utter is going to be whistled for the foul.
Yeah, Utter will pick up his first, team third.
So out of bounds, baseline left.
Johnson going to check back in.
Yep. Hall will come back for Taylor. Owens will trigger it in, baseline left for Taylor, down by 3 with 44 seconds to play in the second quarter. Owens to Hilleburton. Top to Johnson. 3 right in the face of Reinhold is good again. The net barely moves, and we're tied at 20.
He's got 15.
20-20, 30 seconds to play in the first half. Rochester the basketball. Utter bounce pass to Wood. Corbin back to Austin Utter, left wing. 2-3 zone, I believe, right now by Taylor after Reinhold in the corner to Onafield. Back to Reinhold, near side to Utter with 15. To Corbin Wood with 13. Utter on the wing with 12. Back to Reinhold in the center circle with 11. Back to Utter with 9. to Corbin Wood with 8. Wood to Perez. Kicks it out to Reinhold. Jumper with 1 from 3. Point land is good. At halftime, the Zebras lead 23-20. You're listening to Zebra Basketball, 92.1 WROI and RTC TV4.
Got that new home edition and you're keeping it covered.
Ooh, coverages now. I can help with this. Got zone coverage, man coverage, combo coverages.
I don't know, Peyton. I think more like the coverage your Nationwide agent offers.
Oh, you want to go there? Home, auto, life, business, farm, boat, RV, ATV, camper, pet, motorcycle, your tour bus. Right. Did I mention farm?
Contact Jennings Insurance Agency today or visit one of our offices in Argus and Rochester.
For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. I'm Bill McSpadden, pastor at Liberty Baptist Church, and I invite you to come and learn more about God's gift of eternal life. If you have questions about your eternity, feel free to call us, or you can join us on RTC Channel 4 for our program on Sunday morning at 8 a.m. and 10:30 a.m. I hope you'll receive God's gift of eternal life. Have a Merry Christmas.
Saturday was pretty cool, and let me start by saying this. I knew your varsity wrestlers were pretty good.
Yeah.
But what impressed me was your little guys, the elementary kids, where I'm not sure I didn't see a pin out of all of them within 20 seconds. I thought the match of the night, Clint, was Brady Beck comes out against a man-child that looked like he was 17 years old. He was as tall as I am and cut. And the kid and Brady won. That's the best match of the night.
We were convinced that kid drove the bus.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, sorry about that. My kid's rude. He doesn't know when to not talk to me. Yeah, Brady did a nice job. You know, we've worked hard with that elementary group and that middle school group coming up. So a lot of those kids have been wrestling since they 5-6 years old. So put a lot of time in. Obviously, Brady was very outmanned on that match. That kid's a first-year wrestler, believe it or not. But that just tells you, I mean, Brady's been wrestling a long time, but, you know, there's no substitute for being athletic. So, but Brady hung in there and, you know, didn't give up. And that's one thing we preach with all of our kids, whether they're in kindergarten or they're a senior in high school. You know, keep wrestling hard and don't give up. So
those little guys, the elementary guys, have wrestling in their blood. I mean, yours and Derek's and Horns and
Beck's.
Yeah.
Well, it's just something we've all kind of grown up with it. And, you know, Derek was obviously a basketball player and football player in high school, but he's really grown to love wrestling and what wrestling does for his two boys. And his wife's probably more into it than he is, Darla. But yeah, a lot of these kids are kids that are second generation wrestlers, and it's paying off for them, and they work real hard at it, and we spend a lot of time with those kids. I mean, that elementary group has wrestled 16 dual meets since November started. So, and then we're going to go down to Team State January the 7th, and we're looking to win our first state title there, and we've got a really good team, and but that's why we did that Saturday night. We wanted to showcase our elementary kids. We wanted to showcase our middle school kids. We wanted people to be able to see all levels of our program and how hard our kids work and how hard we work. And then obviously, top it off with our high school, turn the lights down, put some spotlights on them and have their own walkout songs. You did a great job. The kids loved it. Next year, the only thing they all said was, is there a way we can get our walkout songs on for a longer period of time?
Well, don't walk out so
And that's what I told them. I said, well, hang back like I told you to hang back and enjoy it a little bit.
Your kid came on the mat. I didn't even have time to push play.
I know it. Yeah, I mean, they're teenagers. They don't listen. But, yeah, I mean, our kids loved it. It was a great atmosphere, and I know some people at home had a little trouble seeing it on TV just because it was dark. But, it's something we're going to keep doing. Why not be different? Why not showcase our kids? Our guys wrestled really hard. If you showed up and you watched our kids, even in the losses, our kids wrestled hard. And that's one thing we've really, really been working on is just good, hard nose, scoring points and having fun. And we had a couple disappointing matches where we thought we could win. Obviously at 120 pounds with Diego, he's really improved. First-year wrestler, cross-country track guy. and he hangs in there and he gives himself a chance to win that match and loses in the last 15 seconds. And then Drew getting disqualified really wasn't anything he did wrong. It was more of just really an official not really doing his job. And unfortunately then a kid gets hurt from Northwestern. He ended up with a fractured clavicle. And then Drew gets disqualified. And so, that's disappointing. Obviously, that's a match that we thought Drew would win, and he would have. But you know what? Hey, we'll move on. Good lesson learned there. And, I was happy with it. Our kids have been really wrestling well. So
I thought the crowd was fantastic.
Yeah, and that's, again, that's why we did it. We wanted to have a bigger crowd, Saturday at 4 p.m., come out, watch a dual meet, be done. I think we were done by 5:15.
Yeah.
And you're back home. And there's some entertainment value there. If you showed up at 3:30, an extra half an hour, you got to see the little guys wrestle, and there were some good matches there.
I agree.
It's fun to put our program on center stage. We don't get to do it too often. Greg and we've really put our heads together and looked at our schedule as how can we get more of those dual meets, whether it be on a weeknight or whether it be on a weekend. And we're working to try to make sure we've got some weeknight duels. We're working to try to make sure, we can do another Friday or a Saturday and showcase. I would have liked to have had a little bit more of our student body come. Had a lot of kids say they were coming, and then we just didn't have a whole lot of students. But I can't imagine the high school kids are doing a whole lot on a Saturday with no basketball at 4 in the afternoon. But, hopefully we'll keep doing it, and we'll keep getting more and more kids to come. But as far as the adults and community goes, we had plenty of support and a lot of people watching at home on TV. So
yeah, I had a great time, and I appreciate you asking. And just a fun day.
It was. You did a great job. The kids enjoyed it. We're kind of back there in our own little square room, and, our kids wrestlers are just different. And I like that about wrestlers. I like that about our program. But at the same time, our kids like to be showcased just like everybody else. So it's something we're going to continue to do more of. And next year we've already got 4 duels on the schedule instead of 2 this year. And we've got a duel with Valley that's going to be scheduled. One of the things I told Greg was why are we the only program in Rochester that does not
get the Valley?
Does not get the Valley night, you know, and they were, when he talked to the AD over there, they jumped right at it. So I'm real happy with that. I think that's a natural rivalry that our kids would love to be a part of, and so we're going to keep it going, and we're going to hopefully it'll attract more kids and more little kids that'll grow up and come through our program and let them know that, hey, I can be a wrestler and I don't have to wrestle on Tuesday and Thursday. I can wrestle on a Wednesday night, and they put the spotlight on. Hey, we don't have another sport where they put the spotlight on us, where they turn off the lights in the gym and you're wrestling under a spotlight. So now I'm starting to recruit a little bit, but it's fun. It's fun. I would have loved to have had that when I was in school. So to be center stage and have that, I think it's neat for kids to have. It's a great experience.
Well, Clint, I appreciate you coming up here at the halftime tonight and the entire 17 season, and I want to wish you and your kids and your family a Merry Christmas, and we'll talk to you after the first of the year.
Thanks, Mush. You too.
Thank you.
Hey, real quick, the John McKee is on Friday.
Friday?
This Friday, all day, it'll start at 9, and we'll be done probably 3 or 4. But if you want to come out and see some great wrestling from teams all around our area, come on over. And Letty McKee and her family, they run concessions, and that goes to the McKee Scholarship that they have in John's name. And I coached 1 year with John. John was a great dude, and he left behind a great family, and kids really enjoyed him. So we're going to have 3 mats in this gym and 3 mats in the other gym.
Oh, wow.
And 16 teams. So come out and watch some wrestling.
What time? I'm sorry, say it again.
9 o'clock.
On Friday.
On Friday.
Okay,
yep.
Cool. Clint, thank you.
Appreciate it, Mus.
Merry
Thank you.
Christmas. Take care. Rochester wrestling coach Clint Gard here at the break. We'll let Brad slide back in here real quick, and we'll give first half numbers.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. Take care.
At First Federal Savings Bank, we can help you remodel your home, consolidate debt, or even provide some spending cash for you with our home equity line of credit.
Our standard home equity line of credit allows borrowers to draw funds for up to 10 years, and comes with no closing costs for qualified customers.
Take advantage of this great opportunity. Contact one of our experienced mortgage lenders or apply online at firstfederalbanking.com.
And remember, we don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best bank.
And Johnson with 5 3-pointers for Taylor, and that pretty well sums up how that first half went.
You know, he kind of rolled his ankle there late in the second quarter, and we were wondering where the scoring was going to come from. And, well, he wasn't on the bench long before he was right back in the game. So Rochester starts the third quarter of the basketball and own a 3-point lead at 23-20. Zebras going to our right. Utter bounce pass to Abbott, who's back into the basketball game for the first time in a long time. Now to Reinhold, back to Abbott. Bryce drives. Leaner off the glass is good. Nice drive by the sophomore, and the Zebras now up by 5.
Well, the 3-pointer by Reinhold to close the half, and the opening bucket by Abbott was a good 5-point swing for Rochester.
Hilleburton to Takis. Back to Hilleburton between the rings, high on the right side of Johnson. Rochester stays in that 2-3 zone at the elbow. Ball knocked away, picked up by Abbott. Ahead to Reinhold. Jordan now waits for the rest of the Zebras to come down the floor to Utter. He drives. Skip pass is taken away. And now to Harris. Ahead to Johnson. Johnson, right-handed layup. Finger roll. The glass is good.
That's only the second 2-point bucket by Taylor all night. They've got 6 threes.
A minute gone in the third quarter. Rochester by 3 at 25-22. Reinhold
carried it.
And I believe Taylor was still in a man-man defense. We saw a little bit of 2-3 zone at the end, but mostly man.
Well, they're giving Perez and Reinhold a pretty wide cushion. They're not playing them real tight.
Hey, our next broadcast will be on the 28th. The Rochester Lady Zebras during their shootout. Harris down low. His shot is blocked by Utter and Onafield, and Alex with the rebound.
That was a pretty impressive pass by Takas as he got it through the press all the way to the baseline.
That's a 10:30 start on Saturday morning on the 28th, and we'll have that game for you. Kyle McLaughlin and I will have that basketball game for you. Brady Perez on the right wing gives out to Reinhold. Then I believe it's a 4:30 game in the nightcap for Rochester. We'll have both. Perez in the paint, rises up from 15 feet, shot short, rebound to Taylor. Out to Johnson. He pushes to our left. 2 minutes gone in the third quarter, Rochester by 3. Johnson, the left wing. I would like to think his departure from Kokomo hurt the Wildcats a little bit, but maybe not. This kid is really good.
Well, if he wasn't getting a lot of playing time at Kokomo, he's definitely going to get a lot of playing time for
You're
Taylor.
not kidding. Johnson's shot was no good in the rebound to Rochester. Reinhold with the basketball, gives off to Utter. Runs the point with 5:45 to play in the third quarter. Abbott in the corner to Jordan Reinhold. Jordan looks at a 3, fakes, drives, cut off by the defense, out to Abbott. Stands behind the right wing, stands behind the arc on the right wing. That is pocket picked by Hilleburton. Hilleburton, right-handed layup out the window is good. 25-24. 5:20 to play in the third quarter. Rochester the basketball and a 1-point lead.
A lot more aggressive defensive pressure than what we saw in the first half from Taylor.
Brady Perez, spinner on the block, batted away, picked up by Onafield. Alex Onafield against the double team is going to be fouled going to the basket by, I believe, Harris. We'll wait and see.
That is against Harris. That's his second.
His second, team first of the half.
Reinhold baseline right. Over the top to Utter. Austin at the free throw line. Out to Reinhold between the rings. He rises up from 18 feet. Shot short. Rebound by Abbott. To Reinhold. Leaner off the window is good. Rochester back up by 3. Quick
Johnson.
3 for Johnson is no good. Brady Perez with the rebound. Perez left side of the floor. And then his pass is knocked out of bounds by Taylor. It'll stay with Rochester.
So Reinhold will look to get it in for Rochester.
Does so to Utter. Back to Reinhold on the baseline to Utter. Austin Utter passes up at 3 now to Brady Perez between the circles. 2-3 zone now for Taylor. High on the left side now to Utter.
to Reinhold. Jumper at the free throw line is good. Boy, you give him that much look. From there, he's going to bury every one of them.
Reinhold now is 16.
5-point lead for the Zebras at 29-24. Rochester to 2-3 zone. Takis, three, nope. Reinhold loses the handle. Picked up by Harris. And then we're going to reach and foul, and Jordan Reinhold will be out of bounds to Taylor.
Fouls on Reinhold. His first team
It's the first on Reinhold, first on the half for Rochester.
Taylor gets it in to Johnson. Hilleburton, Takis, three, nope. Rebound to Perez. Oh, I beg your pardon, it's a 10 o'clock a.m. start against Rochester Elkhart Memorial. Rochester plays Memorial. Perez, free throw line. Brady's jumper is no good. Harris comes out of there for Taylor, and we're going to have a reach and foul on the Zebras. So Rochester girls will play at 10 a.m. on the 28th against Elkhart Memorial.
Zebras, number 3, Leonard.
And then we'll play again
Checking in for Taylor. 25.
at 4:30 against Mishawaka Marion. Same day. What are we doing? The foul was underneath our basket, and they walked it all the way down underneath Taylor's basket. So Hilleburton will run the point for Taylor. Rochester by 5 at 3.5 to play in the third quarter. Owens in the paint, outside to Johnson, fakes a three, drives it around to Hilleburton. Now we're going to have a 3-second call on Harris. 3.5 to play in the third quarter. Rochester up 29-24. And Zebras will have the basketball. Brad Thomas, I'm David Musselman. Reinhold bounce pass to Perez behind the arc on the left wing, hands off to Jordan. Drives it around the on-field pick in the paint. Behind his back dribble at the free throw line, out to Utter. Down the corner to Perez. Brady, down low to on-field. Alex, leaner off the window is good.
That's his first bucket of the game.
Rochester now by 7. Johnson, right wing, will pull it back outside. Complaining about the no call on Reinhold. He shakes his head as he gives it off to Hilleburton. Back to Owens, to Hilleburton, to Owens on the left wing. In the corner now, to Kimbler, to Johnson, top of the key. Kimbler.
Johnson's quit looking at the basket here in this quarter.
Harris, his jumper over on the field is good. Harris rises up so quick, Alex didn't even have time to get off his feet. 31-26, 2.5 to play. In the third quarter, Rochester with the ball and the lead. Utter, left wing, three on the way, good!
That's his second three-pointer of the game.
Without hesitation and in rhythm.
And on cue, because the coach was yelling shooter.
Johnson's three, nope. Rebound tipped around, and Reinhold comes out of there with it. Rochester by 8 at 34-26, 2:10 to play in the third quarter. Utter on the wing. Austin holds, dumps down to Onafield. Onafield in the left block, backs his way in, rises up over the defense. It's good, and a foul! And Harris is going to pick up the foul, and Onafield will go to the line to shoot one.
That'll be the third on Harris.
Hall will come back in for Taylor. Calvary Lingenfelder will come back in for the Zebras.
And also for the Zebras, 24, Lingenfelder.
Had a smaller guy on him. Mouse in the house, he had a smaller guy on him, he took him.
Okay.
Val is talking pig Latin right now.
Is that a thing, really?
On the field at the line to shoot one free throw. The junior eyes it, flies it. No good. Rolled around and fell off.
Looked kind of like his shot that he made. It rolled around up there, but the shot went in.
Rochester by 10 with 1:50 to play in the third quarter. It's 36-26. Hall, left corner, out to Owens. Hilleburton dribbles and splits the double team. Floater in the lane is no good. Perez another board. Outlets to Reinhold. Jordan brings it up the floor, across the timeline through the center circle. 100 seconds to play in the third quarter. Rochester by 10. Lingenfelder behind the arc on the right wing. Drives it left to the free throw line. Kicks it out to Perez. Brady holds behind the three-point line. Inside the three-point line now at the right elbow to Lingenfelder. Cavalry looks back to Coach Malco, has a play, drives in the paint, jump stop, travels. Minute 19 to play in the third, Rochester by 10, and the Titans will get the basketball back. Across the timeline is Hilleburton. Owens to Hall. Looking for Johnson. There he is. 3 over Lingenfelder is good. They run a play for Johnson. It's a double screen, and he is wide open at the top of the key. Lingenfelder on the block. Out to Reinhold. He'll fire a 3 right wing. Good! Rochester back to 10 with 50 seconds to play in the third.
Reinhold answers Johnson's 3.
Hilleburton to Owens, left-handed 3, good again. Timeout, Taylor, it's a 30. You're listening to Zebra Basketball, 92.1 WROI and RTC TV4.
At First Federal Savings Bank, we can help you remodel your home, consolidate debt, or even provide some spending cash for you with our home equity line of credit.
Our standard home equity line of credit allows borrowers to draw funds for up to 10 years and comes with no closing costs for qualified customers.
Take advantage of this great opportunity. Contact one of our experienced mortgage lenders or apply online at firstfederalbanking.com.
And remember, we don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best bank.
41.9 to play in the third quarter. Rochester up 39-32. And after the Taylor timeout, the Zebras will have it going to our right, probably looking for the final shot of the period. Brad Thomas, I'm David Musselman. We've seen 2 really good basketball games tonight.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, the girls got the win against Taylor early on.
48-36.
Yep, and the guys are playing a really good game right here.
Hutter over the top to Reinhold with 22.
At the end I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
At the end of 3, Tippecanoe Valley leads Culver boys 54-34.
Hutter has it with 14. Austin bounce pass to Jordan Reinhold with 9. In the corner to Abbott with 8. And then his pass is knocked out of bounds by Hilleburton. It'll be Rochester basketball on the far side across the court with 7 seconds to play in the third quarter. Up by 7. Jordan gets it into Utter. Quick jumper from the baseline is short. Weak side rebound to Perez. His putback is good. And then Utter, his jumper at the buzzer is off the side of the backboard, no good. After 3, Rochester leads 41-32. You're listening to Zebra Basketball, 92.1 WROI and RTC TV4.
Townhome Furnishings in Rochester is the place to shop for all of your furniture needs. Sofas, recliners, love seats, dining sets, bedroom sets, mattresses, outdoor furniture, and more. All in your hometown. Stop out and see Don, Mary Kay, Linda, or Joe. They want to help you find the exact pieces to fit your needs. Shop online at townhomefurnishings.com.
Hometown service, down home style, Town Home Furnishings.
Over the past few years, RTC TV4 has produced over 1,800 local videos about you, your family, your friends, your neighbors. Now all of these videos are available at the click of a mouse on our website, rtc4.com. Log on today to see all of our great coverage of sporting events, school programs, public meetings, and more. RTC TV4 and rtc4.com. See for yourself.
Going to the fourth quarter, the Zebras lead Taylor by 9 at 41-32, and Austin Utter almost had an opportunity to put the dagger in there at the third quarter ended as he stole the inbounds pass, and his jumper just off the side of the backboard as the clock sounded. Taylor starts the basketball in the fourth quarter. Johnson, jumper over Brady Perez for 3, rolls in.
That's 7 3-pointers now for Johnson.
Rochester lead down to 6 with 20 seconds gone in the fourth quarter. Varsity girls win tonight, 48-36. JV guys win tonight, 50-45. Perez in the paint. Feeds down low, ball stolen away, picked up by Taylor. Johnson out with the basketball and pushes for the Titans to our left. 3 in the face of Reinhold. No good, but an offensive rebound, and then the pass is kicked away by Jordan. It'll stay with Taylor right in front of the Rochester student body.
That's what Coach Malco was talking about in the pregame, is shooting from the volleyball line.
Yeah. Taylor with the basketball to Owen. Now to Hilleburton, to Johnson. Johnson gets Abbott. Hilleburton, 2-3 zone for Rochester. In the corner to Hall. Hall, a couple of dribbles. Back to Hilleburton. Now to Hall, and Jordan kicks it away again. It'll be out of bounds to Taylor. Under 7 to play in the game. Rochester up by 6 at 41-35. I wouldn't be surprised maybe if we see a box and one before this one's over.
Right, yeah. He's
I'm
got
not sure.
20. Johnson with 23 points on 7 3-pointers. They've hit 9 3-pointers in this basketball game. So Owen and Johnson.
Yeah, I was going to say. Yeah. Johnson at the volleyball line. Rochester extends that zone out to the volleyball line. Right out to Hilleburton. In the paint. Ball passed away. Stolen by Utter. Now Reinhold has it. That pass was intended for Kimbler, and Austin Utter just jumped in the passing lane. Rochester up by 6. 6:20 to play in the game. Hands off to Reinhold. Jordan around the pick. Kicks it out to Brady Perez on the right wing. Perez drives it left to the free throw line. And now we're going to have a timeout, Rochester. It is a 30. You're listening to Zebra Basketball, 92.1 WROI and RTC TV4.
Simplify your banking with a Simply Free checking account from First Federal Savings Bank.
All it takes is a $50 opening deposit. There's no minimum balance requirement and no service fees.
For a limited time, you'll also receive a free gift just for opening a checking account.
And with Instant Issue, we can give you a debit card when you open your account, giving you immediate access to your funds.
Simply Free checking from First Federal Savings Bank, a simpler way to bank.
And remember, we don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best bank.
6:10 to play in the game. Rochester up 41-35. And after the Zebra timeout, they'll have the basketball. Where is the basketball? There it is. Baseline left. And Reinhold will look to trigger it in. Jordan ready. Over the top is stolen by Johnson. Johnson then loses it out of bounds.
Yep.
That's a tough pass to make against some of these athletes.
He got up off the floor.
Oh, boy.
Didn't he? Yeah. He can definitely shoot from long range, but that boy can jump too.
Utter has the inbound pass. 2 minutes gone in the final quarter. Rochester by 6. Utter through the center circle, works to the right wing against Johnson. Picks up his dribble, feeds Reinhold in the block. Jordan backs his way and kicks it out to Utter. Now back to Reinhold, top of the key. Jordan at the free throw line to Bryce Abbott behind the arc on the left wing. Bryce one dribble, gives to Utter. Jumper from the free throw line on the way is off the back of the rim, no good. Bryce Abbott with a rebound. Abbott drives the baseline, wraparound pass is knocked out of bounds by Taylor. It'll stay with Rochester baseline left.
Abbott, the only Rochester Zebra that went back to the basketball. The other 4 turned to run up court after that shot.
Utter, or make that, Reinhold will look to trigger it in, baseline left. Jordan ready. Gets it into Onnefield. Hands off to Jordan in the left corner. Now out to Brady Perez, high on the left side. To Bryce Abbott behind the arc in the wing. Couple of dribbles inside the three-point line. Now to Perez, near side to Utter. Utter misses Reinhold. He's begging for it on the block. Jordan has it on the block. Out to Utter. 3, left wing for the Zebras is short. And the rebound to Taylor. Got a good look. Just left her a fuzz short. Hilleburton drives, has his pocket picked by Reinhold. Abbott picks it up, now to Perez. Brady Perez, left wing, has his pocket picked by Taylor. Now Johnson has it. Johnson then is going to be fouled on the reach in by Reinhold with 5:06 to play in the game.
Fouls on 15, Reinhold.
Reinhold picks up his second, team third.
Line change for Taylor. Harris, Wampler, and also take us back in for the Titans. 5:06 to play in the game. 41-35 Rochester. Rochester's biggest lead has been 10 in the second half. Take us to Johnson. Rochester into 2-3. Wampler make Johnson between the circles. Now backs it into the center circle. At the volleyball line. Boy, he's thinking about it, isn't he?
He was.
Take us down low. Kicks it back out to Takis. In the paint, Leaner on the way, no good, but a foul coming on the Zebras. And that'll send Takis to the line to shoot. I'm sorry, take us to the line to shoot 2 for Taylor.
That's going to be on Abbott, his second, team fourth. Takis the first trip to the free throw line for anybody on Taylor's.
And he makes it. And the guys basketball after one. Manchester leads Caston 18-3. Second one by Takis is good again. Rochester lead down to 4. 4:40 to play in the game. Rochester leads 41-37. Zebras with the basketball and the possession arrow. Bounce pass to Perez. On the field begging for it. Brady Perez drives it right in the paint. Leaner on the way off the glass is good.
Perez now with 10.
43-37. Takis. Got away with the travel. Pulls it back outside with a dribble. Now to Johnson. Johnson directs traffic about 15 feet away from the three-point line. Near side to Takis. Who you picking, Brad? We're not going to be able to, we won't talk until after the first round of the playoffs are over in college football. Johnson, a 30-footer, short. Rebound offensively to Taylor. Johnson kicks it, gets it from Wampler. Now Takis for three is short. Brady Perez with the rebound. It gives to Reinhold.
I think Alabama and Oklahoma.
Yeah, I definitely like Alabama. Rochester will take another timeout. It's a 60. You're listening to Zebra Basketball, 92.1 WROI and RTC TV4.
This broadcast brought to you in part by these local sponsors. The lawyers and staff of Peterson, Wagoner & Perkins LLP are here to provide the highest quality legal and professional service to their clients presently and for the future. See a full list of services online at peterson-wagoner.com. Evans Agency in Rochester, offering farm liability, personal property, and outbuilding policies, all customized to fit your insurance needs. Let Judy help you protect all of your possessions. Online at evansagencyrochester.com. Stay connected with the fastest internet speeds available with RTC Fiber Communications. Voice data and video connectivity for the 21st century. Online at rtc1.com. First Federal Savings Bank is your local mortgage lender with 6 locations throughout North Central Indiana. Trust the professionals at First Federal Savings Bank. Online at firstfederalbanking.com.
3:36 to play in the game. Rochester leads 43-37. Both teams has 3 timeouts, and Rochester has a possession arrow. Brad Thomas, I'm David Musselman. Like we said before, we've seen some pretty good basketball here tonight at Rochester. And the JV game must have been fantastic, too, because that one came
tight,
down the last
yeah.
couple of possessions. Abbott with the basketball in the lane to Utter. Right elbow, outside to Abbott, back to Austin Utter. Utter holds against Johnson. 3:20 to play in the game with Rochester leading by 6.
Rochester with just a field goal in this fourth quarter.
Bounce pass to Reinhold from Brady Perez. Reinhold holds against Hilleburton. Takes him to the left elbow. Cut off by the defense. Outside to Utter. Behind the arc on the left wing. Now to Abbott. Just inside the arc, top of the key. And now we're going to have a foul coming against Taylor. And that'll only be Taylor's 3rd foul, team foul, with 3 minutes to play in the game.
Reach in on Wampler. That'll be his first, team 3rd.
43-37 Rochester. Zebras with the basketball, baseline left. Reinhold over the top to Brady Perez. Brady kept his foot still and didn't move it with Taylor in his shorts.
Johnson went for the pass coming in and landed, like you said, right in Perez's face.
Utter, left wing. Coach Malco says, hey, let's pull it out, run some clock here. Down to 2:45 to play in the game. Rochester by 6. Utter gets a pass from Reinhold. Back to Utter. Or Reinhold, that is. Now to Brady Perez at the elbow to Onifield. Alex, bounce pass has a almost stolen by Johnson. Utter has it now. Perez now to Reinhold. Back to Utter. Now to Perez right in front of the scorer's table to Jordan Reinhold in the center circle. 2:20 to play. Jordan drives. He'll pull up from 10 feet off the glass and in.
Reinhold now with 21.
Rochester back to 8. Johnson, jump stop. Leaner off the glass. Nope. Rebound fought for, and we're going to have a foul on the floor. Is that going to be on Reinhold?
It is. Reinhold's 3rd.
2:09 to play in the game. Rochester up 45-37. It'll be Taylor basketball to bounce baseline right. Takis has his pass inbound pass kicked by Utter. It will stay baseline right. Hall back in for Taylor, and coming out is Wampler. Takis will look to trigger it in baseline right again. To Johnson. 3 over Perez is good. Timeout Taylor. It's a 60. You're listening to Zebra Basketball, 92.1 WROI and RTC TV4.
Over the past few years, RTC TV4 has produced over 1,800 local videos about you, your family, your friends, your neighbors. Now all of these videos are available at the click of a mouse on our website, rtc4.com. Log on today to see all of our great coverage of sporting events, school programs, public meetings, and more. RTC TV4 and rtc4.com. See for yourself. Simplify your banking with a Simply Free checking account from First Federal Savings Bank.
All it takes is a $50 opening deposit. There's no minimum balance requirement and no service fees.
For a limited time, you'll also receive a free gift just for opening a checking account.
And with Instant Issue, we can give you a debit card when you open your account, giving you immediate access to your funds.
Simply Free checking from First Federal Savings Bank, a simpler way to bank.
And remember, we don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best bank.
Rochester leading 45-40. And after the Taylor timeout, the Zebras at the basketball against the full court press. Lob pass comes into Utter, ahead to Reinhold. Rochester breaks it easily. Right side to Perez. Brady thought about driving, kicks it out to Reinhold. Down under 2 to play in the game. Rochester up by 5. Reinhold throws it out of bounds.
Taylor got exactly what they wanted. They cranked up the intensity and the pressure on defense and forced the bad pass and the turnover.
A minute 53 to play in the game. Rochester by 5. Their biggest lead has been 10. Takis in the corner to Hall. To Johnson. Johnson dribbles away from the 2-3 zone. Outside of Hilleburton with 100 seconds to play in the game. Takis for 3. The baseline is good. Rochester's lead's down to 2. 90 seconds to play in the game. And now we're going to have a foul on Hilleburton. That's only the team 4th.
Foul on Taylor, number 4. Oliver, his first, team 4.
And their coach telling them, hey, we still got to get 3 more fouls.
Rochester up by 2. Taylor right now on a 6-0 run. Abbott gets the inbounds pass. Johnson fouls him. That'll be the team 5th.
That's just the first foul on Johnson.
First, team 5th.
That's unbelievable. Yeah. And he meant to do that.
Yeah.
Minute 28. Utter look, get it in. Utter gets it into Jordan against Hilleburton with minute 25 to play in the game. Bounce pass to Utter with a minute 20. Rochester by 2. As time winding down here in this game. Rochester with 3 timeouts in the possession arrow. Reinhold drives it right against Hall. And now we're going to have a foul on Hall. Now we're going to have... Hall should have been teed up right there, and he wasn't. There was a foul, and then there was a push after the foul, and he should have been teed up.
Harris will pick up his 12th, or his 4th.
Harris is going to be called for the foul. Coach Malco about ready to lose his mind. Well, I don't know why that wasn't a foul, a technical foul. Taylor will make some substitutions with a minute 13 to play in the game.
Well,
Rochester by 2.
Been a pretty good ball game, both officiated and played. And I think the officials are just willing to give them the benefit of a doubt that maybe it wasn't an intentional.
Oh, that was definitely intentional. Absolutely. Bounce pass into Onnefield. Now to Reinhold. Jordan dribbles out to the volleyball line in front of the Rochester bench. Dribbles to the left side. A minute 5 to play. Perez drives it to the free throw line. Picks up his dribble. Gives it out to Reinhold. And now Coach Malco will use a timeout with 58.6 to play in the game. It is a 60 timeout. You're listening to Zebra Basketball, 92.1 WROI and RTC TV4.
Are you in pain from an injury or arthritis? What if there was a place that could meet all of your orthopedic needs? A place with some of the best orthopedic doctors and staff in the Midwest. A place where you're treated as a person instead of a patient. What if that place weren't in Chicago or Indianapolis? There is such a place. Rochester Orthopedics, your regional orthopedic specialist. When you're looking for comfort and relief, remember, trust the board-certified and fellowship-trained surgeons at Rochester Orthopedics.
Slow download, constant buffering, Wi-Fi dead zone? Let RTC help. The customer support team at RTC Communications is here to help you with your internet connectivity.
Hi, I'm Bonnie, one of the support team members here at RTC. For a small fee, RTC offers a Wi-Fi health check where we will evaluate your in-home Wi-Fi network and assist you with common issues. See what RTC can do for you. Give us a call today.
6 to play in the game. Rochester leads 45-43 after the Zebra timeout. Now both teams with 2. It'll be their basketball on the far sideline. Utter will look to get it in. Does so to Reinhold. Works against Johnson. It's been the Johnson-Reinhold game tonight for both teams. Utter high on the right side with 50. Works against Hilleburton. Got a dribble. We got a dribble before the 5-second count. Dribble the ball.
Yeah. Taylor putting a lot of pressure on the ball, and that got another turnover.
45 seconds to play in the game. Taylor going to get it back, looking for the tie or maybe even their first lead in a long, long time. It's 45-43 Rochester.
And you can bet Johnson or Owens. But
there's an or?
Well, if we're successful in keeping the ball away from Johnson, that's the only way you can play defense on him is don't let him have it.
And he stands high on the right side. We're down to 38 seconds. He's got the basketball now, 40 feet away from the basket. Now to Takis. Outside to Takis on the left wing. To Wampler. His 3, straight away, no good. Utter with the rebound with 25. And Reinhold has it with 22. Reinhold brings it up the floor with 19.
They've got a foul. Johnson's trying.
Utter gets it across the timeline. Coach Malco uses the timeout with 17.5 seconds to play in the game. It'll be a 30. You're listening to Zebra Basketball, 92.1 WROI and RTC TV4.
Got that new home edition and you're keeping it covered.
Ooh, coverages now. I can help with this. Got zone coverage, man coverage, combo coverages.
I don't know, Peyton. I think more like the coverage your Nationwide agent offers.
Oh, you want to go there? Home, auto, life, business, farm, boat, RV, ATV, camper, pet, motorcycle, your tour bus. Did I mention farm?
Contact Jennings Insurance Agency today or visit one of our offices in Argus and Rochester.
Seventeen and a half seconds to play in the game. Rochester leads 45-43. Taylor is in the bonus. I should say Rochester's in the shooting bonus. Taylor has 16 fouls. Rochester with only 5. Utter gets it into Abbott. Abbott loses the handle, picked up by Taylor. And then he's going to be called for a travel.
Oh, wow.
12 seconds to play in the game. Taylor takes a timeout. They have 1 left. It's a 60. You're listening to Zebra Basketball, 92.1 WROI and RTC TV4.
And the Taylor.
For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. I'm Bill McSpadden, pastor at Liberty Baptist Church, and I invite you to come and learn more about God's gift of eternal life. If you have questions about your eternity, feel free to call us, or you can join us on RTC Channel 4 for our program on Sunday morning at 8 a.m. and 10:30 a.m. I hope you'll receive God's gift of eternal life. Have a Merry Christmas.
At First Federal Savings Bank, we can help you remodel your home, consolidate debt, or even provide some spending cash for you with our home equity line of credit.
Our standard home equity line of credit allows borrowers to draw funds for up to 10 years and comes with no closing costs for qualified customers.
Take advantage of this great opportunity. Contact one of our experienced mortgage lenders or apply online at firstfederalbanking.com.
And remember, we don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best bank.
Sideline. Rochester by 2. Their lead has been as big as about 10 in this quarter. Utter looks to get it in. Utter to Abbott, and now we're going to have a foul on Abbott. No.
No. Hilleburton.
Yeah, it's going to be on Hilleburton. Bryce Abbott will go to the line to shoot one in the bonus.
And that's who they wanted the foul to be on, they wanted the foul, Abbott, and sent him to the free throw line.
So Bryce Abbott at the line to shoot one in the bonus. With 12 seconds to play in the game, the Zebras up by 2.
And that's pretty good job by Hilleburton getting the foul with only, 0.3 seconds off the clock.
Rochester and Taylor has one timeout apiece. Possession arrow is Rochester's. Bryce Abbott, the sophomore, at the line for one in the bonus. Flies the first one, it's good. Not even a doubt. That's a big free throw.
Yeah, it is. And this one's going to be even bigger, make it a 2-possession game.
I would say if Rochester makes this one, you foul. I have it at the line for one more.
If he misses it, you foul right away, because if he makes it, it don't matter.
Okay, I'm with you there. Bryce Abbott, second one on the way. Good again. Timeout, Rochester. It's their last. We'll take a 30. You're listening to Zebra Basketball, 92.1 WROI.
Townhome Furnishings in Rochester is the place to shop for all of your furniture needs. Sofas, recliners, love seats, dining sets, bedroom sets, mattresses, outdoor furniture, and more. All in your hometown. Stop out and see Don, Mary Kay, Linda, or Joe. They want to help you find the exact pieces to fit your needs. Shop online at townhomefurnishings.com.
Hometown service, down home style, Town Home Furnishings.
Playing the game. Rochester, after Bryce Abbott's 2 great big free throws, lead by 4 at 47-43. Rochester out of timeouts. Taylor has one. The Zebras have the possession arrow. Brad Thomas, I'm David Musselman. We've seen really good basketball tonight.
Yeah, we have.
So I'm wondering what the conversation was in that huddle and what the strategy is here up by 4.
I'd say you play tight defense, you don't foul. You got a 4-point lead. Nothing they do as far as shooting the ball is going to beat you.
If you don't foul.
If you don't foul. So don't foul. Play tough defense. Make them work for that shot. Don't let them get a quick one.
Rochester is going to apply pressure at about the free throw line.
You want them to use up the clock. There's 12 seconds. You don't want to get a shot off in 2 seconds.
Hilleburton with 9. Kicks it outside to Owens with 5. It's an air ball out of bounds. Zebras going to get it back. Zebras going to get it back with 3.7. Rochester's out of timeouts.
And obviously Taylor's going to foul just as quickly as they can.
Perez gets it into Abbott. He loses it, picks it up, and that'll do it. The Zebras win, 47-43. Post-game show coming up next, 92.1 WROI.
This broadcast brought to you in part by these local sponsors. The lawyers and staff of Peterson, Wagoner & Perkins LLP are here to provide the highest quality legal and professional service to their clients presently and for the future. See a full list of services online at peterson-wagoner.com. Evans Agency in Rochester, offering farm liability, personal property, and outbuilding policies, all customized to fit your insurance needs. Let Judy help you protect all of your possessions. Online at evansagencyrochester.com. Stay connected with the fastest internet speeds available with RTC Fiber Communications. Voice data and video connectivity for the 21st century. Online at rtc1.com. First Federal Savings Bank is your local mortgage lender with 6 locations throughout North Central Indiana. Trust the professionals at First Federal Savings Bank. Online at firstfederalbanking.com.